This is April Schulthies. California has innocent blood on its hands. In Northern California, in 1847, near Chico in Butte County, white settlers slaughtered indigenous Native American tribes at what is known as the Concow-Massacre massacre. The settlers were capturing Native Americans for slavery. In the process of capturing Concow-Massacre Indians for enslavement, white settlers murdered most of them. In California, there's a forgotten genocide. Right here in America, millions of Native Americans were murdered on their native lands. It was genocide. Never forget. We need justice. Return these lands to the Native American tribes. All of them. The scriptures say, in the name of Yahweh, Allah, the Most High, the Gracious, the Merciful, by the spreaders spreading, and those carrying loads, and those moving gently, and those distributing as commanded. What you are promised is true. Judgment will take place. By the sky that is woven, you differ in what you say. Averted from it as he was averted. Perish the impostors. This is April Schulthies. California has innocent blood on its hands. On May 15, in 1850, Nathaniel Lyon and his U.S. Army detachment of cavalry slaughtered at least 100 Pomo people on Bonaparte Island near Clear Lake, in Lake Count, California. Abuse and murder of Pomo people had been going on some time, and then the settlers in California went on a mass killing of native people all over Northern California. Native Americans were massacred all over California. There's a forgotten genocide. Right here in America, millions of Native Americans were murdered on their native lands. It was genocide. Never forget. We need justice. Return these lands to the Native American tribes. All of them. The scriptures say, trouble and anguish shall make the oppressor afraid. They shall prevail against him, as a king ready to the battle. For he stretcheth out his hand against God, and strengtheneth himself against the Almighty. This is April Schulthies. California has innocent blood on its hands. In Northern California, during the gold rush, gold miners forced Native Americans off their lands, and even used the American Indians for slave labor in the mines. Army and volunteer militia raided villages, destroying indigenous peoples and their livelihood. When some Native American tribes fought back, they were slaughtered. The Owanachis and the Choctaw in the Sierra Nevada and San Joaquin Valley started to protect themselves in 1850, but the Mariposa County Sheriff James Burney went straight for retaliation. Local militia slaughtered at least 40 Native Americans on January 11, 1851, on a mountainside near Oakhurst, California. It was another California massacre. They called it a war, but in fact, it was a genocide of Native Americans who were being oppressed, enslaved, and slaughtered. There's a forgotten genocide. Right here in America, millions of Native Americans were murdered on their native lands. It was genocide. Never forget. We need justice. Return these lands to the Native American tribes. All of them. The scriptures say, the oppressor shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness, the flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. This is April Schulthies. Using the computer to generate this message. Native Americans were given these lands by covenant from the Lord. They were invaded by Rome, which had already taken over Europe. Extermination orders were put out on Native Americans. The United States murdered indigenous peoples for gain. This is Rome. Rome is into conquest and killing. My 2 brothers are dead and so is my niece. They came after me, too. This is Rome, and they decided to put me down. They don't need a reason. But I am an unmarried virgin past 50. I survived, so they are calling me a botched kill and they want to finish the job. This is April Schulthies, and I want to live, not die for any reason. For 1,000 shall fall at my side, and 10,000 at my right hand, but it shall not come nigh me. Rome is still here. Rome crucified Christ and created Christianity to cover up the genocide of Jews, Africans, Muslims, Russians, Irish, Celts, Japanese, Chinese, Aborigines, Vietnamese, Koreans, Hmong, Hawaiians, Eskimos, Native Americans, and more. Mexicans are dying on the border every day. Never forget. Never. The scriptures say, David and all Israel played before God with all their might, and with singing, and with harps, and with psalteries, and with timbrels, and with cymbals, and with trumpets. California has innocent Native American blood on its hands. This is April Schulthies. The state of California funded the genocide of Native Americans with millions of dollars and stole their lands. Why were those lands never returned? In 2019, Governor Newsom talked about healing, but the stolen lands were not returned. California took these lands by genocide. It was mass murder, genocide, and yet California never gave these lands back to the Native Americans to whom they belong.